I thought I'd do a 360 of the sewing room after spending about 5 hours in here today tidying up. Sewing table, clear. The only reason that the foot for the sewing machine's up there is because I vacuumed. There's my overhead set up right there, which I lower down when I'm to horizontal when I'm filming overhead. All of these bags are ones that I can't part with and I do use on a rotating basis, but yeah, there's a lot. These bookshelves, mega job today. I had to empty everything out and decide what was going back and how. Much better now. I know what's there now. And some stuff has gone into another place. My dress form, my adjustable dress form. Well, this one is a mannequin, really. This one is a dress form, to be officially correct. This corner above where I've got my armchair now, I rearranged these cards and things that I had. The birds are on the right and the other miscellaneous things are on the left. The windowsill is mostly sorted in height order. A few things hanging here. This I decided to put in a more visible place. It's something that my friend Anne gave me, and Anne died of breast cancer a long, long time ago, maybe 15 years. I'm not sure. I could do the math, but yeah, it's a long time. Still miss her. So I thought I'd put it in a place I can see it every day. I have my drawers. Actually, I think I might tackle those next. Depending on what the time is, I'm not sure. I haven't checked what the time is, but I think I'm going to go through these drawers next. Bobbins and threads. And we're over to the pegboard. I got my Swift out that Mr. Stitches made for me. It's an Amish style Swift, so it's got the arms that spin on a Lazy Susan metal thing that he got from leevalley.ca. It works great, but it's usually on the floor underneath the desk and gets stuff piled on it, so I thought I'd stick it on the wall. I hope it's not going to fall down. All that's holding it up is a few push pins and some yarn, so it'll do for now. So I've got my zipper by the meter there, some webbing, my yarn winder, my scissors and rotary cutters. The little messy corner right here, but there's my serger, my scales for when I want to measure yarn, my hanging storage for things like grommets and trims and pens. I bought these cute little buckets a couple of years ago for my stall at the market, and now I hang them there and they're holding things like serger thread and twill tape and Sharpies and things like that. With my cutting surface, a nice big mat on it. Underneath, I got rid of the baskets. I didn't get rid of them exactly, but I moved the baskets that were under there because I'm saving them for the festival in September and they were in the way. So I put them in the utility room and I've put some other things underneath. So it's tidy. I know what it is. There's some fabric to upcycle here. There's a couple of my crocheted baskets squished in there. There's a bag there that I can carry my sewing machine around in if I need to. A couple of hat boxes which I used for the market, which might come in useful one day. Denim scraps. Paper from the local newspaper place in case I need scrap paper. Old cutting mat. And down here I have some dye accoutrements. I still have a couple of bottles with dilute dye in there and I really should use it up. I don't know if it goes off once it's diluted like that, but it's been there a long time. So just focusing on the lower echelons here. This is incredibly tidy compared to what it was before. It was just piled to the underneath of the desk and I had forgotten what was in there. So I have some upholstery fabric. I have this hibernating project, which we won't talk about. Stuff for upcycling. This quilt that I made a while back that isn't being used yet. My son has a little stash of fabrics over there. These drawers have paper and a paper cutter in, and magazines, and paint, and a hot glue gun. Oh, I forgot to show you this drawer. These two little drawers here have beads in them, and a lot of empty spools, which are probably going to get used for something one day. Oh, and my nose is running because I A, have a cold, and B, I have been disturbing a lot of dust today. Okay, above here, I have my felt now in a container here. Instead of on those bookshelves, it was stuffed in there and falling down. This is my dyed batting. These are my pipe cleaners. This is all my embroidery stuff. My perlates in there and my DMCs in here. And then we've got the spools that I've made, or the slow stitched scrolls, I should say. A little chicken, my old Janome, which my son will use if he ever gets back down here and does some sewing. Some of my finished slow stitched stuff. The quilt cotton stash. Now in here, I've hung those lovely owls on here from my friend because I thought they looked cute. In there, I'm not sure if I can do this without making a big mess. In there, I've got all my upcycled webbing and cord and elastic. So it will eventually get used, but at least it's out of sight for now because it's not very pretty. In here, I've put my gel pens, 2 more chickens, some art supplies, pens, pencils, all that sort of thing. These are the bigger pieces of quilt cotton stash, which are prettier and newer than what's up there. And these are my Free Spirit K Facet fat quarter bundles, which I just look at and admire now and again, but I haven't come up with a project that's good enough for them yet. I just popped my paint here because I thought it looked colourful and nice. Got a little bit of template material down here, placemats from the dollar store, irons. Sorry, the light's not very good in here. Some flowers that I got when spring went on clearance last year at Michael's, along with this beautiful jug, which I absolutely loved and I couldn't resist, but I waited for it to go at 70% off, so at least I used my brain. Button stash. What have I got in here? Oh yeah, this is my Wool Warehouse Yarn Smith's chunky yarn bits. Got quite a lot of that. I'm going to have to come up with a project for that. Square scraps that I've bagged up by size. Crochet hooks and knitting needles and things like that. The thing that is currently missing from there is my orange bag, which has my 2 sets of interchangeables in because it's upstairs on the coffee table. Bag of cotton yarns. Bag of little balls of lots of different colours, sorted by colour for amigurumi and stuff like that. Last of the loops and threads. No, Karen anniversary cakes. And the last of my acrylics in there, in one of those basket bags I made. So it's all had an overhaul today. The only thing I didn't touch was this area here, which is this old closet. And that has fleece and stretchy fabrics and vinyl at the top. And for fabrics on the right on the shelves, I have asked Mr. Stitches to make extended shelves that go all the way across to the left-hand side of the closet so I can put way more in here, way more neatly. And then we've got a box of interfacing and batting here, and a pile of denim for upcycling here, which goes all the way to the floor. There's a lot of it. And then I put some cubes in here because we changed out the arrangement in our utility where we put our shoes. So I grabbed those wire cubes, so I had some layered storage for all that. So I'm really pleased that is done. It felt really good to do it. I put on some good music, and then I put on a Last Homely House video, and it was great. Just to look at this in more detail, you've got sewing patterns, a few craft supplies here like templates and an egg carton. Stole that from my son because I don't eat eggs. Some paper and stuff like that. This binder's full of paper, just blank stuff. I've got some full stuff in here and some bags here and here, which I want to keep and use myself rather than give away. Next shelf up is just binders. Lots of notebooks and journals, a lot of which I have made. Lots of sticky note type stuff, which came home with one of my kids from a job they were doing. I think they were emptying out an office and nobody else wanted them. I have, oh, this is rather exciting. Hold on a second, let me go over there and show you. Excuse the sniff. This is a Dremel. Not sure if it's actually, well, it's a Milwaukee, but it does the same as a Dremel. It's a rotary tool. I was thinking of buying one, and my son said he had some bits that were duplicates. So he gave me this whole bin of bits. So I haven't really looked at it very closely yet to see whether it's got in there what I wanted, but I was hoping to be able to drill small holes in random stuff. I have puffy paint in there and some containers that I decoupaged once. There's a whole bunch of random, very, very old sewing type stuff that I was given, and I don't know if I'll ever use. I may end up giving it away. Some of the things I've made before, like these takeout container art bags. This is my little set of drawers for tiny things. I feel like I should change the labels out because they're peeling off and they're not looking very sexy right now. I think it's time to replace those with something prettier. I've got a little, I've got a little thing from David's Tea here that somebody once gave me, and it's got 12 little tiny tins in with clear tops. Anyone's got a good suggestion for what I could do with those, what I could put in there, how I could actually enjoy using it instead of just leaving it stuck on the shelf, feel free to let me know. And then I've got my stamping supplies. Ooh, it's getting dark in there. So rubber stamp pad, stamps, speedball inks. I've got my speedball pad of paper and gel plate on the side. And then we've got some craft books up here. This tour is taking longer than I expected. Craft books. Cord. I've only ever used one little piece of this cord. It's like a faux suede from the kids department at Michael's, but I should come up with something for that, shouldn't I? And then I've got a little tech container there with some of the accoutrements for my YouTubing and my good sketchbooks / painting books. And then up here we've got the Toys R Us mat, which I occasionally get out for blocking things. And then I have that, which I am probably never going to finish. And my Bond knitting machine and a couple of styrofoam heads. And then this thing up here, in case you saw it and you were wondering, it's a rolled up piece of polyester batting. And if I make a quilt, I can roll it down and I can use it as a design wall. And then my write on a wipe off board or dry erase board. I like to write things on there that I want to remember to do. Right now, it's just the Yarn Smith's bulky yarn, which I want to use for something. I'll figure that out when I've finished with the respun beanie. The Heartland Grannies, they're sitting upstairs next to my couch. I really need to carry on doing those, and maybe I need to promise myself to do one every day in February or something. I don't know. But yeah, there's not much on that board right now, which is actually nice. There's my view. Basement bedroom turned into a sewing machine. No, sewing room, not a sewing machine. I know what I meant to say. Well, I hope you enjoyed that tour.